Hello, in this video we're going to show you what we call the traffic light system that tells you why your transactions are being rejected and where you can find what their fault is. So go to the transactions tab, so I'll just show you this one that we've been doing as a test because this one failed, so it's quite a good example. So you have the traffic light system here, so if you hover over, there is a short explanation of each of the different verification settings, and then you can see why it might have failed on one of these. So some of this is set within the preferences tab. We'll go through preferences a bit more in another video, but I'll just briefly explain these and why a transaction, how you to understand the error codes you get from a failed transaction. So one, it will give you a little brief description here as well. So for example, invalid card number. Now I made up this card number, so fair enough, it is an invalid card number. If you had that from one of your customers, you just want to go back to them and ask them to read out the long number or the expiry, long number, just to see if it's correct, because it might have been put in wrong or they've typed it in wrong. Might be one of those. So the traffic light system, so 3D secure. So if you're enrolled for 3D secure and you've got it set as a requirement on your preferences, then any customer that's either not enrolled or can't pass it because they didn't have their password or they didn't have the correct PIN for it, and it comes up red here, then it's failed because it couldn't verify that. So ours it's saying yellow, not checked. And this is because we didn't have the preference set to check for 3D secure. So it's just not going to check that. So it's not going to fail it because it hasn't been able to pass it, because it's literally not going to look for it. So actually all of these are on not checked, but I'll explain these ones briefly as well. So S is a good old security code setting. So those 3 numbers on the back of your card. So for a secure transaction, you want to be able to take these from the customer. So we've got them on not checked, which wouldn't be very secure. So if that's red, those 3 numbers they've given you, they aren't matching with the one on the registered card or the card they're trying to pay with. So you might want to get them to run that again. Good thing to know about this is, obviously with Amex ones, it's the 4 on the front, not the 3 on the back. So for address, for A, there's address check. And if this one, so this is when you're putting in the customer's details, putting in the numeric street number and the postcode, you want to have those in to secure the transaction. So again, if it's red, then they aren't matching the registered card. So often, if someone's paying with director's card, they might not know the registered details, just get them to ask for them so you can secure the transaction. Good thing to know about this one is if you're doing it on you're doing payment with a foreign card, so outside of the UK, you won't be able to pass the address check even if it is the one for the registered card, because the address check can only check within the United Kingdom. So you do want to just check your preferences on a foreign card payment, just so that you can pass it. But obviously you want to check for extra security, etc. So P, this is that's the postcode. So these two together. So address checks the first line of the address, and P, that's postcode checking. So again, if it's red, it's failed that check. If it's yellow, it's not been checked. If these are green, then it's all good, and you would hopefully have a successful one here. So you might have that it, checked 3D secure, it was fine. They got the PIN for that, it was enrolled, all good, green there. Security code, all good. Check the last 3, that was matching, but then the address didn't match, so you'd have a red here, and then it would fail. So you might have all the different colours represented. So last one, R. So this probably won't come up as much. Really depends on what your preferences are, so you'll know why that's failing, because you will have set it yourself. But if there's certain countries you don't want to take payments from, you're worried about risky transactions coming from there, you've had suspicious activity or something like that, then you can just set that to not accept, and then any card that is registered from that country that tries to come through and do a payment, it will just reject that. So that would be on a red for not matching. So if it's green, then you're all good, but most of the time you will have that on that yellow, because it will just be not checking it. Yeah. So you've got the traffic light system, you've got the failed reason here, and if there's anything more mysterious, just give us a call and we'll look into why the transaction might have failed. But yeah, that's most of it.